Ulysses S. Grant would start his Vicksburg campaign in spring 1862.
This is the battle where Grant will defeat Confederate forces, split the Confederacy into two, and finally occupy the Mississippi.
In the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln gestured to a map of the region, declared to his military advisors that Vicksburg is the key, and that the failure to capture this city meant hog and hominy without limit, fresh troops from all the states of the far south. The city of Vicksburg was located on a tactical bend of the Mississippi River. It had impassable swamps on the east and river bluffs on the west. General Grant attempted to build through the swampy lands with canals, levees, and trenches. All of them were explored and failed. Grant would now have to go farther down south and cross the Mississippi and cut off Vicksburg's supply lines at Jackson, the state capital. Defending General Pemberton was very confused on this action by General Grant and sent troops to intercept them. The Confederate troops failed miserably and were forced to retreat back to Vicksburg. General Grant, being a hard-headed man he decided to attempt to take Vicksburg by force, failed miserably, and decided to go back to his original plan of a weighted siege. General Grant would continuously shell the city from land and from the Mississippi for 47 days until General Pemberton finally surrendered. While General Grant was bombarding the city of Vicksburg with his artillery, men, women, and children would be forced to hide in caves due to the amount of artillery being fired into the city. After 6 weeks of a long siege, General Pemberton would surrender to General Grant on July 4th, 1863. On the same day that General Pemberton surrendered, he and General Grant met under the shade of an oak tree midway between the opposing lines. The commanders could not reach an agreement, but discussions among subordinate officers and an exchange of notes between Grant and Pemberton late in the day brought about agreement for final terms of surrender.
With most of the South's ports blockaded by Union ships, Vicksburg's connection to the Trans-Mississippi region made it critical to the Confederacy's very survival. Texas beef and Louisiana sugar, salt, and molasses fed the Southern armies. Lead from Missouri filled Southern rifles, and it all funneled through Vicksburg.
With the Confederate States of America now split in two, this means that they can no longer trade using the Mississippi River. They would have to find some other way to do so.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. Oh, the men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home.